After an exhausting week of travel, I returned home on a Friday evening, yearning for a tranquil weekend with my wife. With our 3 children now independent and 22 years of marriage behind us, I pictured a serene, intimate retreat, perhaps even unforgettable. Stepping through the garage into the kitchen, I noticed a stack of unopened mail on the counter. As I stood there, the sound of footsteps descended from the staircase. My breathtaking 45-year-old wife appeared, wrapped in a short robe. The one she knew always drew my gaze. "Oh," she exclaimed, startled. "You're back earlier than I thought." Glancing at my watch, I saw I was slightly ahead of schedule, but nothing out of the ordinary. "Where are we off to?" I teased, aiming to keep the atmosphere light. Her reply cut like a blade. "I'm leaving." Her eyes flicked toward a small bag near the sofa. "I don't know what you're doing, but I'm going." My heart froze. Leaving where? With whom? I pressed, my voice tightening. Her gaze darted back to the bag. "I'm meeting William Strathmore," she said. "I'll return Sunday night and we'll talk then." The ground seemed to dissolve beneath me. A date. My mind spun in disbelief. Instinctively, I reached for my phone and dialed our daughter. "Daddy, what's wrong?" she answered, her tone cheerful. "Come home now," I urged, barely containing my panic. "Your mom's in trouble. We need you." Her voice shifted to concern. "Dad, what's going on?" I ended the call and contacted my son, urging him to alert his brother. Then I called her parents, stirring confusion and heated exchanges, but I couldn't stop to explain. I grabbed her purse and tossed it onto the coffee table, its contents spilling. Credit cards, keys, a pack of 12 Trojan condoms. A cruel irony given my vasectomy. And a printed Marriott reservation email for Kenilworth, booked from today through Sunday. William Strathmore. The name sparked a vague memory, a pediatric surgeon from my wife's hospital. We'd crossed paths at a Christmas party years ago, and I'd found him untrustworthy. His wife, however, was striking, and I'd sensed strain between them. I snatched the credit cards, keys, and tucked the email into my pocket. Knowing her phone's passcode, our anniversary, I unlocked it and found the hospital's emergency contact list. I called Strathmore's home. A woman's voice answered, unfamiliar with my number. "Hello," she said. "Mrs. Strathmore, it's David Collins, Judith's husband. Is everything okay?" I asked. "Oh, Dave, yes," she replied warmly. "William and I were just talking about you and Judith the other day. Is something wrong?" I hesitated. "I'm not certain, but I don't think William is where he says he is. Judith claims she's spending the weekend with him at the Marriott in Kenilworth. I have evidence, a reservation for 7 rooms." A heavy silence followed then. "I'll call you back." I didn't wait. I phoned Karen Adams, the hospital's health director and a close friend of my wife's. Her husband, a detective sergeant, was someone I knew well. When Karen answered, her voice was tense. "Karen, it's Dave. I believe Judith and Dr. Strathmore are involved, and I need this investigated," I said. "Dave, I can't talk now," she replied curtly and hung up. I stood there, adrift. Judith's phone rang, and when I answered, an unfamiliar voice said, "Judith, he knows everything. What did you tell him?" I stayed silent, but the reality was sinking in. Judith descended the stairs, transformed in a tight red silk dress that barely covered her. The sight fueled my anger. I seized the dress and tore it. "You're not going anywhere," I growled. She trembled, protesting. "I don't belong to you. I can do what I want." "Not in that," I snapped, ripping it further. My phone rang again. "Mary Strathmore. Dave, you were right. William's been caught. He tried to claim your car as his. They stopped him 5 minutes ago. I'm heading there to deal with it," she said, her voice strained. I stood frozen, grappling with the chaos. Judith wasn't leaving, not if I had any control. The situation spiraled quickly. I was arrested, my car impounded. As we spoke on speakerphone, Judith gasped, realizing who had called. "What did you do, David?" she screamed. My children burst through the door. "Dad, what's going on?" my son Dave Jr. demanded. My daughter, Haley, saw her mother's torn dress and rushed to her side. "Mom, what happened to your dress?" "Dad, why?" The questions turned sharp. "Mom, why are there condoms in your purse?" Planning a water balloon fight. Dave Jr. asked, his tone biting. Judith whispered. I don't know where they came from. They're not mine. Then defiantly she added, I can do what I want. It's my body. Realizing her misstep in front of the kids, she backtracked. It's none of your business. Dave Jr. rolled his eyes and went to the kitchen, returning with an envelope. Dad, this is for you, he said, his disdain evident. Judith shrieked, Don't read it, and lunged, her dress falling away. Haley helped cover her. I told Judith to sit and open the letter. It read, My beloved husband, my sister is assisting her mother and needs help. I'll be with them this weekend, returning Monday. Love, Judith. The kids exchanged confused glances. Clearly, Judith had written this before I confronted her, and her panic was unraveling her deception. The doorbell rang. Judith's parents stormed in. Judith, are you all right? Her mother asked. Her father, seeing the chaos, roared, What's going on? Judith fainted. Her mother and Haley rushed to her side while her father's anger grew. I briefed them, chilling the room further. Judith, regaining consciousness, pleaded frantically with her mother. Call your sister. You were supposed to help her. I snapped, handing her father the letter. I dialed her sister, Mavis. David? How's Mom? She asked cheerfully. Judith's been a huge help, I said, dripping with sarcasm. Can I speak to her? Mavis asked. Her mother grabbed the phone. Don't worry, Mavis. Your sister has her own mess now, she said, ending the call as Mavis screamed. Judith collapsed again, barely clothed, in front of her family. My contempt for her was absolute.